my first question, actually. It kind of goes with all three of you. I think the film does a really good job of exploring the relationships between the Westinghouses and the Edison family. Is there any kind of similarity, do you feel, both couples kind of share?
That's a good question.
There seems to be a devotion, at least on the part of Marguerite and Mary, that seems to be met differently by George and Tom. But
yeah, you had to be a very understanding, strong woman, I think, to partner either of these men, because they were very headstrong and ambitious and complicated.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the downfalls of Edison in this story is his belligerence and his doggedness to go it alone, and I think that cost him in his personal life as much as his professional life in this story. And the sort of the aching void of his loss of Mary, the thing he sort of took for granted, has a real impact on him. And without her guidance and presence, or without any in real life, he moved on and he remarried. But even then, I think the influence was negated by his work ethic was just so tunnel visioned, and I think that really cost him.
Right. Michael, so I've read that you got like an antique book about Westinghouse.
From Alfonso, he gave it to me, yeah.
Was there anything specific from the book that you really kind of gravitated towards that kind of helped you inform your performance?
Well, you know, the book, I haven't read the book in quite some time, but as I remember it was very flattering to Westinghouse. And Alfonso told me that he believes it was written by some of his workers or people that really admired him a great deal, and they were kind of memorializing him and saying, wow, what a neat guy he was, you know. But I just think he was a very strong but sensible person and very concerned about how the impact what he did had on society, you know, and he wanted to make the world a better place.
Benedict, I read that like you kind of, Alfonso kind of helped you break out of your comfort zone in the film. Was there anything kind of, you felt like you were worried about being too safe? Is there a particular scene that you want to make sure that you kind of like got the best out of?
I'm trying to think what my comfort zone is, because
Yeah.
I always try to do
Aren't you in it
things
right
that-
now?
No.
This is the
Very much
nickname of
out
this
of it.
room. This is the comfort zone.
This is very much the swan you've got here. There's a really fast heartbeat going on, even though I'm barely alive on the surface. No, I'm joking. I would like to answer to that, but I'm not quite sure what it's in reference to. I think he stopped me from smiling on quite a few occasions. Maybe that's my comfort zone. Look, we all have tricks and I think things that we can repeat in our work. So I'm always on the lookout for that. And a director who's going to help me go to a different place is always going to be a friend and not a foe. I never resist it because I want to try and keep growing and learning. There's no point in doing this if it's just the same every time. And I wish I knew what in particular it was a reference to. It's a great question, and also it was a long time ago that we made this. Let's not forget it was 2.5
I mean, it is uncomfortable. I can speak from my own experience to when you're doing things on camera that could be perceived as like, oh, he's being so mean, or why is he doing that? You know, and that's something I've encountered time and time again. So, because nobody wants to be mean,
Right.
I don't think.
There is that. No. And Edison is pretty mean in this. I mean, there's a human story behind it, and I think it's a failing, which is to be understood and empathise with in a way in order to try and learn from it. But maybe that's part of it. And it was not being frightened of being someone who was on the outside of it, making the wrong decisions.